Once, it carved mountains and fed dynasties. Now, the Yangtze gasps under the weight of the very power we built upon it. The Yangtze River, the third longest in the world and the lifeline of China, was never just a river. It was a rhythm, a spirit, a force that shaped not only landscapes, but entire civilizations. For thousands of years, it flowed wild from the glaciers of the Tibetan Plateau to the fertile delta near Shanghai. It brought silt, song, and sustenance. It nurtured rice fields, whispered beneath willow trees, and carried floating lanterns during ancient festivals. To the people who lived by it, the Yangtze wasn't water, it was identity. Fishermen used to say you could read the mood of the river by the way the mist moved in the morning. It was alive, wherein it responded to those who respected it. But today, the river no longer answers in the same way. In the last few decades, a new vision of power took hold. One that saw the river not as a spirit, but as a resource. Dams were built. First the modest Gijuba, then the colossal Three Gorges. The largest hydroelectric dam on Earth. It was hailed as a marvel of modern engineering, a symbol of human triumph over nature. And yet, in that triumph, something sacred was lost. The Yangtze's natural cycles, its floods, its sediment flows, its ability to cleanse and renew itself, were broken. What once surged with instinct now trickles with control. Water is no longer released according to seasons, but by schedule. The river's breath has been mechanized. The consequences came slowly. Delta regions began to sink. Wetlands that once teemed with birds and fish began to wither. Sediment that used to nourish the coastline now gathers uselessly behind concrete walls. Then came the summer of 2022. A record-breaking heat wave gripped China. The rains didn't come. The Yangtze fell to its lowest level in recorded history. Boats sat stranded in dry channels. Hydropower stations, once reliable, shut down from lack of flow. In the city of Chongqing, the riverbed cracked open like sun-baked clay, and ancient Buddhist statues, once thought lost forever beneath the water, re-emerged. They stood silent, exposed, as if watching, as if warning. But the drought wasn't just about water, it was about the limits of our design. The arrogance of believing we could rewrite the rhythms of something so ancient, so vast, without cost. People along the river spoke in whispers. Farmers lost entire seasons. Factories slowed, then stopped. Villages that had grown by the generosity of the Yangtze now stared into the dust with nothing to harvest, nothing to fish. And yet, even in its weakness, the Yangtze remains powerful, not just in size, but in the weight of its silence. This river is not only ecological, it is spiritual. In Chinese mythology, the Yangtze is a dragon, not a beast to be slain, but a being of wisdom and flow. To force it, choke it, command it, is to forget that it too is alive. And now, that dragon struggles to breathe. In folklore, the river once had a voice. It sang through reeds. It howled during monsoons. It murmured under starlit bridges. Today, its song is harder to hear. But maybe that's not because it stopped singing. Maybe it's because we stopped listening. If the story of the Yangtze moved you, I invite you to subscribe to Myths and Mysticism of Rivers. Because rivers carry more than water. They carry memory, meaning, warning. And if we forget their truth, they will remind us. Not with words, but with silence.